Just look straight though.
Yes, I got you.
Gino, y'all have some developing stuff. Y'all arrested someone just hours after the shooting. Tell us how y'all found him and what led up to this.
All right, as you know, earlier we had a shooting that occurred around 1:18 p.m. today at 4105 Perkins Road. It happened at the Bennett's Car Wash. It occurred while the individuals were cleaning their cars. What we learned through the course of our investigation, the deceased, a passenger and two kids, were inside of a car. Glasper pulled up in his car, and as he was cleaning his car, he noticed that the deceased and the persons were inside the other car. He began shooting at them. The passenger in the other car returned fire. During the course of the shooting, we have one deceased, and Glasper was struck by a bullet while shooting. Through the course of that occurring, he then fled the scene, went to a local hospital for treatment of his injuries. We were notified of him being at the hospital. Detectives made contact with him at the hospital. We conducted our investigation, interviewed him, thus we arrested him. Glasper arrested him for first-degree murder and 3 counts of attempt first-degree murder. Now, we still have someone at large, the individual that was inside of the other car. We're looking for him. If anybody has any information on the passenger that was inside of the car that was involved in the shooting, we ask that you come forward, give us the information so we can identify him and have conversation with him. We were able to review video footage of the actual shooting. We also interviewed Glasper. Thus, all the evidence and information that we received allowed us to make the arrest.
Did he jump over a fence, or how did he break his leg? Explain that a little bit more for us, too.
Well, the information that we have is that after the shooting occurred, he was actually struck by gunfire. He then fled the scene in his vehicle and drove to a local hospital for his injuries.
Can you tell what part the family played in the investigation?
The family, they were there. The 2 kids that were inside of the car were released to the family. They were able to give us some information that we're going to use in our case. It's going to be vital to our investigation. But we were able to get the information from the hospital, which led the detectives to go to the hospital, make contact with him, and after interviewing him, we brought him here, and we have now arrested him for first-degree murder.
Do we know what led, you mentioned a little bit, I'm sorry to keep you all waiting. Do we know a little bit what led up to this? You mentioned a little bit about how he just saw him in the other car. Was this ongoing beef, or what was it, LG?
We believe some type of prior altercation occurred between the individuals. We're not sure. That part of the investigation is still ongoing. We ask that the community come forward and assist us with trying to find out actually what led to this. We're getting bits and pieces of information, but we're not 100% sure as to what led to this shooting. But yes, there was some type of altercation or interaction between the 2 prior to the shooting. As I said earlier, while they were there cleaning the cars, one person saw the other and thus started shooting at the deceased.
My last question, real quick, explain that last, the suspect that y'all are looking for. Was he in the victim's car? Was he in the suspect's car that y'all just booked? Or what is his relation to this, one more time?
The person that we're looking for was in the deceased car. So it was 2 males inside of the car along with two kids. When the shooting started, we believe he returned fire, started shooting back at Glasper, who we've just transported to Parish Prison.
And can I get the names of the victim and the suspect one more time?
Yes, the suspect name, his first name is Kamarian Glasper, and I'll give you the name to the deceased.
So there was only one person for the suspect that you arrested. There was not another person in the suspect's car?
As the information that we have at this particular time, we believe that he was in the car by himself.
Any information on the victim?
On the deceased?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I have his information. I will send you that information as soon as I finish this interview.
And then you mentioned he was hurt in the leg, fled, and then got in the car and went to the hospital. Did this arrest have anything to do with the public? Did anyone see and call you guys?
We got a number of calls, yes, and we also have video surveillance, so it's ongoing. We continue to ask the public to reach out to us and give us whatever information that they have. We're trying to get down to the bottom of what led to this shooting. What was the cause of it? What would cause you to see an individual and just start shooting at them in the middle of the day?
You had the age of the children too. They were in the car. I heard that they were months old, or
Yes, I'll give you that information as soon as we finish the interview.
this could have been worse with the children in the car.
Oh, most definitely, most definitely.
Anything else?
All I got.